What's up, men's physique fans, and welcome back to another video. We have another 2024 Olympian qualified athlete who will be stepping on that stage in Las Vegas here in October, and you guys are looking at him. I'm going to give you guys my unique perspective of being on that stage and also take a step back and give you guys my analysis of each and every single one of these athletes as a fan. We have the Miami Muscle Beach Pro, which is shaping up to be the most competitive and stacked lineup of the year. And we're gonna give you guys a quick rundown on who is stepping on that stage and also my predictions. So this video is certainly a special one. Let's sit back, relax, and enjoy this video.
Grapevine, but I ain't hearing nothing great. No, they wanna take it off from me, so I give what it takes. Whole life been a miracle, seen everything but a cape. Why would I stop now? Found everything on a journey, but another way. Look,
this past weekend at the Optimum Classic, there was a total of 13 competitors who walked across that stage. And out of that 13, 5 of them were either previous or current top 5 Olympians. But there was also a pro debut that shook up the entire show and made a lot of noise. Now, before we get there, let's highlight our top 5, starting with our 5th place finisher in Michael Thomas Jr. Michael is a previous Olympian. There was a lot of conversation with Michael being in that top conversation, even potentially for the win going into this show. Michael has now done 2 shows this season, with a first show being St. Louis and having an impressive finish there. And there was no question that he's gotten significantly better from that show to now. Thomas is hard, he is grainy, he is somebody who simply controls his variables. I think very similar to some of the others in this top conversation. A little bit of added detail through the midsection will take him a very, very far way, but there is no question he is primed and he is getting better with every single show that he does. And I'm hopeful that he continues to step on stage, because when I'm looking at this man backstage, there's no question. He nails his look. He will be an Olympia qualified athlete again. And coming in at 4th place, we have Ryan Clark. Now, I am a massive fan of Ryan Clark's physique. Ryan just missed the Olympia last year in Phoenix when he placed 2nd place, when I'm a firm believer that that should have been a show that he walked away with his qualification. But yet and still, Ryan continues to get better and better and better. And he is just like a lot of other people in this sport, where he only gets better after multiple shows that he does. So I am a firm believer, due to the balance, due to the simple facts that he is complete from front to back, that he will be in a conversation to qualify for the Olympia this season. Again, Ryan is definitely a force to be reckoned with at any given show. He is never out of the first callouts, and it's only a matter of time before he snags that qualification. And coming in at 3rd place, we have our previous 2023 Olympia qualified athlete in Drew Cullen. Now, there's no question that Drew was the favorite on paper coming into this show. Drew is somebody who was known for his heightened level of conditioning. And again, I'm a firm believer that he was one of, if not the most conditioned in this show. The one thing that hurt Drew was the weight cap. The reality is, when you are weighing in the day before the show in the evening, giving you very minimal time to fill up prior to the show, it is very hard to get enough glycogen in your body to fill out. But when he nails that fill up process comparative to the weight cap, there is no question that Drew will be back on that Olympia stage. Drew weighed in at 202 with his weight cap being 202. When you weigh in the night before the show, it does not give you enough time to truly fill your frame out without doing too much damage, not only to your gut, but also your simply digestion going into the next morning. We stepped on stage around 9:30. So we have to make sure that our body is primed for that time without overdoing it the night before as well as the morning of. And the reality is, Drew just wasn't simply full enough. You could see it in the videos and photos after the show, Drew eating food and simply filling his frame out. And once he finds that perfect combination of fullness with hitting the weight cap, I'm a firm believer that Drew is going to win and be at the Olympia just like he was last year. Again, there's not many people who can stand with Drew conditioning wise and also structure wise from the front. Drew needs to continue to work on his back, adding that thickness. But once he does that, again, very similar to how Ali Bilal did from last season to this season, he's going to be a force. Drew is always in the top 3 at every show that he does. He is extremely consistent in the packages that he brings, and when he is off, it is very minimal. On off, Drew is 3rd place at all pro shows minimum. So again, all he needs to do is make some final tweaks. He is doing Miami Muscle Beach Pro this weekend, and I'm a firm believer he's going to be in that conversation there as well. So again, it's only a matter of time. He will be a 2024 Olympian qualified athlete. And again, it's going to take some subtle changes with the weight cap and making sure you understand how to maximize the time frame and the limits that you have. But there's definitely a lot of question marks regarding the weigh-in process and how it's done. And of course, when you get on stage. And I'm curious to know what the IFBB is going to do about it, or if there's going to be a rule set in place giving more athletes time to fill up. And coming in at 2nd place, we have a rookie, a pro debut in Brandon Candelops. Now, guys, there is no question that Brandon coming into this show was off of everybody's radar. But that's the best thing about this sport. One show, one opportunity. If you seize it, you will catapult yourself in the conversation for many shows to come. Brandon exposed a lot of people through his conditioning and overall detail, especially through his midsection. Now, when you compare Drew to Brandon, there's no question in their front shots, they are very close. You can even give the edge to Drew just simply due to the structure aspect, and maybe give Brandon a little bit of an edge in the conditioning side of things, or at least the detail side of things. But yet and still, it was a no competition when you turn to the back. And that's where I truly believe Brandon separated himself. Now, on the scorecards, the distance between 1st, 2nd, and 3rd were decisive. So there was 3, 6, and 9 points, which is meaning all of the judges were unanimously deciding that 1st, 2nd, and 3rd were a commonality between all of the judges. But yet and still, I do believe 2nd and 3rd were very close. And guys, I want to give Brandon a lot of credit. Keep in mind, he is a rookie, and he stood on stage with some veteran competitors and edged them out. He is somebody, if he continues to fine-tune his physique, he will be in conversations at a lot of shows. And he is also doing Miami Muscle Beach. So it's going to be awesome to see Drew and Brandon go head-to-head again. And again, we're going to have another opportunity to see if Drew can improve and edge Brandon out, or if Brandon can continue to improve and even be catapulted higher into the conversation and be compared next to some of the best in the world. And coming in at 1st place, we have me, your 2024 Olympia qualified athlete. And guys, this video is definitely weirder for me to make, and I knew this time would come eventually, but honestly, I'm blessed, I'm happy, but yet and still, I'm so far from satisfied. You know, the reality is the physique that I brought to the stage was enough, but I also know that it can be better. So when I look at my physique, what do I see? I see a physique that put on a lot of muscle compared to last year. I see a physique that is still inconsistent. I see a physique that has the degree of potential if maximized. Again, structure is very comparative to some of the best in the world. The back, though it has been better, when 100% on, can be one of the best in the world. Posing, it's getting better, but also there's a lot of self-inflicted wounds. But at the end of the day, it was enough. When it comes to the conditioning to be considered a top Olympian, the reality is I haven't shown the consistency of bringing that. And that's going to be my main focus as I continue to compete throughout this year. At the end of the day, we got the job done. And I'm very proud of the improvements that we've made from last season. But like I said, there's still a lot to be improved on if I want to reach that ultimate goal of not only making the first callouts, but being compared with the top guys in the world. The fullness was there. The inability to connect with my midsection was something that was a pain point for me last season and continued into this season. I learned a lot about my physique in posing. I was trying to figure out whether I liked one hand on hip or both hands off hip. So maybe you guys can comment below. Let me know, which one do you guys like more, hand on or hand off? But again, there was a lot of self-inflicted wounds. We are going to get better. Just between prejudging finals, if you take a look at these comparisons, there's no question we got better by simply changing up our posing and making sure that we were connecting with the muscles that needed to be engaged. But like I said, the job's not done. We're going to continue to compete this season, and wait till the end of the video because I'm going to tell you guys what my next show is going to be. Guys, let me tell you, the Miami Muscle Beach Pro is shaping up to be one of the most competitive lineups of the year. Not only will first callouts be filled with Olympians, but the second callouts will likely also be filled with top Olympians and those who just missed the qualification last year. So I'm going to give you guys a quick rundown of some of the athletes who I know are confirmed to do the show, and there's even going to be more added to that list. But first, let's talk about Tyler Smith. Tyler Smith is going to be a force to be reckoned with, one of the most conditioned guys, not only in the show, but in the league. And I'm really excited to see what package he brings. Stephen Cow, he's going to be in his hometown, having hometown advantage. And this is no question the most impressive packages that I've seen and updates that I've seen from Stephen Cow over the last couple of weeks. Him and Coach Cuts are definitely fine tuning after a little bit of an off season last year. And they're looking like they're coming back with a vengeance this year. And he's definitely going to have one of the best backs in the show. And of course, we have Drew Cullen coming back for his redemption. And like I said, guys, Drew is never out of the first callouts. He is somebody who was always arguably one of the most conditioned in the show. He's going to have phenomenal structure against some of these top guys. And I'm a firm believer that if Drew hits his peak correctly, matching that fullness with that conditioning, again, he could even win this show. And then we have our Optimum Pro second place finisher, Brandon. Again, somebody who just beat multiple Olympians and is only getting better, who also lives in Miami, will have that hometown advantage. He's only 15 minutes from the venue, and he's going to be waking up out of bed, brushing his teeth, and just walking his ass straight to the venue. He is going to be ready. He's motivated. I want you guys to imagine after a pro debut, placing second, and then walking into Miami, and can you get a win? Because if you think about it, that's what I did. I placed second at New York. I walked right into Miami, qualified for the Olympia. So it could be one hell of a story. I do think Brandon needs a lot to improve on, and before that happens, but yet and still, you never know. Because again, a lot can happen in a week, and something that he already has is that conditioning. So he just matches that with added fullness. It can bring a completely different package. And not to mention, we have Furkan who's coming over from Turkey to step on stage here in Miami. Guys, Furkan has been somebody who has been to the Olympia multiple times. And not only that, he is somebody who is very similar to Drew, where he's never outside of the top 3-4 at any pro show that he does. So I'm really excited to see what he does this year and some of the updates that he has been posting. This man looks absolutely insane. And of course, we cannot forget our most winningest men's physique pro, and also our previous 2023 Miami Muscle Beach winner. We have Andre Ferguson. Now, there's no question, after a fourth place finish at New York, Andre is coming with a vengeance. Andre, like I said, is only somebody who gets better and better with time. And now with this being his second show, I firmly believe that he's going to be not only significantly improved from New York, but he's looking to get this qualification and shut it down and focus on being the best version of himself at the Olympia. So with that being said, there's no question the battle between Andre and the guy I'm about to talk about, it's going to be one hell of a battle. And it's a battle that took place last year that went in Andre's favor. And after back-to-back second place finishes at not only Pittsburgh, but New York, we have Vitor Chavez from Brazil coming over to secure his Olympia qualification in Miami. And I'm telling you this right now, with the entire lineup that I just mentioned, he is going to have to be the best version of himself in order to snag that qualification. Because if he is off, any one of these guys could sneak into that conversation and walk away with that Olympia qualification. But after the package that he brought in New York, going against Ali Bilal, the best version of Ali Bilal, I'm a firm believer that this show is Vitor's to win or lose. But like I said, just as recent as last year, Andre beat him in the same venue, at the same show. So there's no question that this is up for grabs for anybody. But if Vitor nails his look, there's a good chance that Vitor will be walking away with an Olympia qualification. With me having won the Miami Muscle Beach Pro just 2 years ago and qualifying for the Olympia, I know there's a lot of people out there who thought that I would be doing this show. And truthfully, so did I. But after speaking with the judges at the Optimum Classic, there was no question that I just needed a little bit more time to work on what was needed to improve and be undeniable going into the show. I'm a firm believer that if I were to walk across that Miami Muscle Beach show, not only would I be in the first call-outs, but I would be within that top 3-4 conversation. But guys, I don't want to be in that top 3 or 4 conversation if I know that 100% version of me could be in that one spot conversation. And the reality is, I want to make sure that I'm focused on improving. And that's my main goal. So with that being said, I'm going to give myself an added week. And I want to also cross something off my bucket list, something that you guys have heard me talk about. If you guys watch the NPR podcast, if you guys have been following me on my vlogs, I will be stepping on stage and the QUALIFICATION Classic in India. I have always been a massive fan of bodybuilding, the culture of bodybuilding, the fans. And with me not only starting a business, the Board Short company, I really want to make sure that we have that added time to push for that deeper level of conditioning to step across a stage and not only be competitive, but be dominant. And 1 week would not give me enough time to do that. So I am currently 2 weeks out from stepping on stage in Shuru, India. And I can promise you this, guys, I'm coming for it. But not only that, I'm coming back to the States after, and I'm going to run it up again. The best part about me being able to compete in India is that I will be going and standing in front of an Olympian judge, somebody who was on that panel and will be judging me at the Olympia. And I take that very seriously. Now, as much as I would love to be in front of Tyler Manion, and I can still be in front of Tyler later this season, at the end of the day, like I said, I need to prioritize working on my weaknesses rather than just rushing into another show. So I'm letting you guys know now, I will be stepping on stage again once I get back from India, and I want to make sure that I'm going against some of the top dogs. So for anybody out there who is doing the St. Pete Pro, let's get to work, because I'm coming for that title too. But as always, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. This has been one hell of an experience, man. It's so blessed to call myself a 2024 Olympian qualified athlete after the crazy season that we've had. I want to congratulate everybody who stepped across the Optimum Classic stage. This has been one hell of a lineup. Getting a chance to speak with a lot of those guys backstage and then come here to share this experience with you guys is why I think these videos are so valued, is just simply due to the fact that I am on stage with these guys. I share the experience with these guys. I speak to the judges personally. I know what needs to be done in order not only to bring my best, but also I can take a step back and analyze based off of not only my experiences, but multiple different experiences from being a coach and also being friends with these guys to give you guys some feedback on what is also needed and also some insight that you guys otherwise wouldn't know. So with that being said, we're going to the Olympia, but the job's not done this season. We got to keep getting better. We got to learn my physique. And again, we'll be back on stage very soon. If you, a friend, or somebody you know are looking to step on stage for the first time, earn your national qualification, or earn your IFBB Pro card, and maybe even shut the season down and focus on growing into the 2025 season, I am now accepting clients. The season is slowly starting to wind down after a 4-week hiatus. I am now opening my book. So if you guys are interested, all you have to do is click the link below and I will be reaching out to you, learning a little bit more about you, your goals, and making sure that we are a good fit. I'm going to hold you to a high standard and I'm going to make sure that we maximize your full potential and take the proper steps in order to reach your goal. But in the same breath, I want to make sure that this process is also enjoyable. So again, click the link below. I look forward to reaching and speaking out to a lot of you guys. And again, we're going to the Olympia, baby. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.